Good morning, my friends. Today we are in Kouba, and we are near the Ibn Badis Mosque. It's on our left. Just look at this beautiful mosque with its beautiful Maghrebine minaret. And we are going to drive to Triolet, which is, if you will, one of the gates to Bab El Oued, to this old and mythical neighborhood of Algiers known as Bab El Oued. The streets are empty. It's very early in the morning, 6:20 in the morning, and today we're going to drive through the southern motorway, the southern bypass motorway, or Rocade Sud. Okay, so let's go. It's also known as the mythical motorway. So these motorways, I think that they were built in such a way that they service all the neighborhoods of central Algiers. However, some neighborhoods, I mean, in my opinion, one of the ways to tell whether the location of a motorway is efficient or not could be measured by the time it would take you to go from the central part of a neighborhood that's in the central, that's in central Algiers, or in the city, in one of those cramped places in the city, to the motorway. So how long would it take you, for example, to go from the central part of Kouba to the closest motorway? That would be a good standard in order to measure, in a way, or know how efficient that motorway is or not, or the location of that motorway is or not. And I think that some neighborhoods have a problem accessing their the closest motorway, because if it takes you something if it takes you more than 10 minutes in order to access a motorway, then I think that it's not really that efficient. So, okay, let's fix this camera holder, because if it keeps moving and shaking, our video could be ruined. Might be ruined. Okay, so we need to fix it. And here we are in View Kouba, by the way. In Old Kouba there is a high school on our right. We have just passed the Lavigerie apartment complex, one of the oldest here in Algiers. So let's continue. The high school is known as Les Frères Hamia. So here, there is a dorm here, a college dorm, and this is the high school, the Hamia Brothers School. This area here has a few stores. I think there are phone stores, and there are a few restaurants as well. There is a pigeon on the road. Okay, so now we are driving to the mythical motorway. There is a parking garage here. As you can see, it's modern. It's modern building. It's beautiful. It makes the place beautiful. And it was built in the last 6 or 7 years. It's named after, it's the Tuati apartment. Parking garage. And now we're taking the right. So the Garidi cemetery is straight ahead. We're taking the right, and we are in the Garidi 1 neighborhood. It's named Garidi after Sidil Garidi, a local saint who lived in the 18th century, in the 1700s. And this is the Garidi bus stop. So let's take the next exit to the Binaknoon motorway, the southern bypass motorway, or Rocade Sud. Now we are in the area of Garidi 2 with its apartment complex. You've got to be careful in these bends, because you might find a car parked here, maybe a broken car. There is a bus stop here. If you want to go back to Kouba, to where we came from, you take the right here. Algerian motorways are very practical. And now let's enter the southern bypass motorway. If you want to go to the airport and to the eastern part of the city, you drive straight on, but we are taking the right. You should have put a sign with the name Binaknoon on it. So this is the southern bypass motorway Rocade Sud, also known as the Binaknoon motorway. I usually call it the Binaknoon Zeralda motorway. If you want to go to Blida, you take the right. And this area here is known as La Côte, the hill. And it's a gentle slope. Birmon address is on the right. There is also an apartment complex known as the Castor in the area. It's on the right. Bir Khadim is on the left. This is the entrance to La Concorde. There is an apartment complex here known as La Concorde. It's not very far from Hydra. And now we are approaching Said Hamdin. And Said Hamdin has 2 bus stations, one on each side of this road. And this is the Said Hamdin footbridge, recently rebuilt. This is the bus stop on the right side of this road. Said Hamdin is known for its apartment complexes and its court, Said Hamdin Court. Which is in fact part of the Birmon Adrais Court. If I remember well, they widened this road in 1997 or 1998. I don't know. 1997, 1998, to accommodate more traffic. as Algiers was getting larger and larger. So this is the entrance to Hydra on the right. The entrance to Hydra via Paradou, the neighborhood of Hydra, and the building known for its curved shape. Paradou also has a soccer team, one of the best here in Algiers. Alright, so we should enter Val d'Hydra. We're not going to drive all the way to Chevalier in order to go to Bab El Oued and its area. We're choosing a more practical route instead. And this is City Malki on the right with its bus stop. There is an important bus stop here. And this area is serviced by private buses coming from. Just look at how wide this street is. Okay, it's good. This is the Algerian Ministry of Finance with its beautiful glass building. This is the entrance to City Malki on the right. We've got to pause filming here. So this is the Val d'Hydra, the Hydra Valley. It's in fact the western part of Hydra. There is a residence, there is an apartment complex here known as Jardin. It's on the right. This is the Algerian Ministry of Energy with its beautiful building. So if you want to go to Bermudas, you take the right. If you want to go back to Hydra, you take the right too. But we are driving straight on. I'm going to pause filming here for a while. All right, so now we're approaching Algiers. And this part of Algiers is in fact known as Poisson. The road is bumpy here in some places. All right, there is a stop sign there. And this is the El Bashir Al Ibrahimi Street. The roads are mainly empty, and this is a good thing. When roads are empty like this, you're not going to drive under pressure. So if you want to go to central Algiers, you take the right. And this is the El Bashir Al Ibrahimi Street. named after one of Algeria's reformers, cultural reformers in the 20th century. Bashir al-Ibrahimi, who was a founding member of the Algerian Muslim Scholars Association, alongside Abdelhamid ibn Badis, another Algerian reformer, one of the most important. In the early 20th century. They were people who called for the promotion of education and enlightenment in the Algerian society, which lived in almost total ignorance because of the French colonization. Almost no Algerians went to school during the French colonization, so the members of this association called for education here in Algeria. Now we are in the central part of Algiers with Kennedy Square on our left. If you want to go to central Algiers, you take the right. But we are following this white bus. Follow the white rabbit down the hole. Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so now we're taking the right. You need to pay close attention here. Bab El Oued, it's on the right. If you want to go to Bouzeria, you take this road too. It's almost unnoticeable. But it's easy. Well, once you have taken the left on the Malika Gate Street, you take the first turn to the right. And that building you see in the background, that tall building, is in fact Algiers' tallest building. It's the tower of AGB Bank, Arab Gulf Bank. It's located in Chateauneuf, and I think that it's 94 meters high. This road has been rough and bumpy ever since I can remember. But it's built on a terrain that's not really stable. These areas of Algiers and Tillibly too, Tillibly, in the upper parts of central Algiers, are known for their unstable terrain. Okay, so this is the Carnot Bridge here on my right. There is the bridge ahead of us over there, and when you cross the bridge, you go to Bouzeria. Via the Baroness Road. And now we are entering the Frévalon Road, or Frévalon motorway. There is a stop sign here, so we've got to stop. And now let's continue. It's a little bit dangerous when the road surface is wet like this, on a motorway like this, on an expressway like this, because it could be slippery, so be careful not to speed. Now, if you want to go back to Algiers, you take the right. It will lead you back to the Malika Gayet Street. that main street we've just left in order to come here. We are in the administrative territory of Oued Quraish, an Algiers municipality known as Oued Quraish. But I think that it used to be part of Bab El Oued before 1984. And this road here Triolet, was the scene of major floodings in November 2001. There were major floods here that killed at least 700 people, according to the official count. But thousands of people might have died. So now, if you want to go to central Algiers, to the right. Central Algiers via Tagarin. This is also the way to the Orassi Hotel. And ever since those floods took place, the authorities have been making efforts in order to improve housing. They relocated tens of thousands of people after the floods in many parts of Algiers, not only here. And they also built new buildings here, destroyed old buildings here in Bab El Oued, and built new buildings to replace them, or replace them just with playgrounds and soccer fields. Okay, so now we're approaching Triolet. There is a cableway station over there. I don't know if you can see it. It's over there. It's blue and white. I'm gonna stop filming here for a while. Okay, here. Okay, guys. So this is Triolet with its roundabout. This is the entrance to Bab El Oued. Bab El Oued is straight ahead. It's over there. If you want to go to Bab El Oued, you just drive straight on. Otherwise, okay. So this is the cableway station. If you want to go back to Chevalier, you take this motorway here. And now, if you want to drive onto Al Qatar, you drive. You take that road I've just filmed. All right, so let's drive onto Al Qatar now. In order to wrap up this video. Okay, there used to be a market here on the left. It was known as Grouptel, and it was completely devastated by the floods because the water poured into that market, which is located in a low area, and I think that everyone who was there died. There were dozens of victims there. It was such a sad event. I myself know at least 3 or 4 persons who died there. I mean, in the floods in November 2001. It was such a sad moment. So this building here is known as Batema Henish, or the snake building, because of its round shape. Okay, so that was us driving from Kouba to Triolet, the gate to Bab El Oued. I hope that you like this video. That's the Al Qatar cemetery over there.